Well, hi everybody, welcome to Afterburner. I'm Bill Whittle. I got a bit of a shock a few days ago. Actually, let me rephrase that. I got quite a large shock a few days ago. Actually, as a matter of fact, on reflection, I got a gigantic shock a few days ago. I had taken a new commercial space back in June. You know, you go off and start your own business and all kinds of surprises await you. I was kind of hoping for the progressive Occupy Wall Street vision of being a corporation and a businessman, just kind of kicking back in my lazy boy recliner and watching my toiling minions slave away at unlivable wages while carting in the wheelbarrows full of Franklins that I'd be using to create enormous piles of money for me to sleep on. As it turned out, one of the many things you have to do when you start your own business is face the idea of renting commercial property. Now, you're already paying for a place to live. Now you have to pay for a much larger and more expensive place to live because that's where you're going to be spending most of your time from now on. And they don't just make you sign away the company's assets, at least not in my case. Now, I had to put every single thing I own, and it's not that much really, at risk for the next 3 years. Now, your mileage may vary, of course, but before I could even open the doors, I had to personally put myself on the hook for about $100,000. Now, of course, you can't get into commercial property without insurance, but that was actually pretty easy. Just a standard policy that covered theft and fire, pretty basic stuff, really. And then, as I said a few days ago, my assistant came to me and told me that our 3-month-old existing policy for simple loss had been canceled. And you might imagine that I asked, why? Because, my assistant said, they found out about your website, not PJTV, but over at BillWhittle.com, and realized that you were making political videos and that is too risky for them. They said you might say something that offends someone and they could sue you. They said you need political insurance and they don't cover people that need political insurance. So my assistant had been checking with a broker and they'd gone to 8 other underwriters and none of them would cover me because I might offend someone and they'd sue me, so therefore I need political insurance. And I turned to her and I said, I thought the First Amendment was my political insurance. I really did say that. It was the first thing out of my mouth. The idea that I can be sued for offending someone is revolting, but there are a lot of revolting people out there. I have the right to offend people. And if those people are the ones trying to shut down opinions that they don't like because it slows down their ability to steal money from people with actual jobs, then in that case, I have an obligation to offend people. Now, looking up political insurance on Wikipedia, I discover some other reasons for obtaining political insurance, more properly called political risk insurance. Just to select a few from the Wikipedia entry, these are political violence, such as revolution, insurrection, civil unrest, terrorism, or war. Political violence, such as revolution, insurrection, civil unrest, terrorism, or war here in America? Oh, wait. Just to cite the most recent example, the Attorney General, acting under the direction of the President of the United States, put extreme pressure on the Ferguson Police Department to not release surveillance video of Michael Brown's strong-arm robbery and intimidation of a convenience store owner. He didn't want to suppress that video because it might start a riot. Eric Holder tried to suppress that video because it might end a riot. And he and his master need to generate black rage in order to bring out the vote that they will need to stop or at least mitigate the shellacking they're about to get in November. What else do we have? Oh, government expropriation or confiscation of assets. Now, why on earth would I have anything to fear from that? Unless it's because of the hundreds now of simultaneous hard drive failures, including the legally compelled automated backups of IRS computers, which contain scores, if not hundreds, of emails directing the Internal Revenue Service to selectively attack conservative Americans at the direct order of the President of the United States. Because you don't erase that much data to protect the Deputy Assistant Undersecretary to the Regional Manager of the branch in Dubuque, Iowa, do you? And of course, the innocuous-sounding business interruption. I don't like what you're saying, so I'm going to try and put you out of business. And that's really the thing that punched me in the gut, that we've become so cowardly, so lawyered up, so craven to these power-mad terrorists that we need political insurance because our courts are apparently unable to read a single declarative English sentence that has made this entire country possible in the first place. Well, guess what? Bad news, I'm afraid. At least for you left-wing fascist cowards, race baiters, and criminal conspirators. Because I was able to find someone who would underwrite the policy, so I'm afraid I'm not going anywhere. And I did buy the political insurance, even though I find it revolting and repugnant in what was once a free country. I bought it, not to stay in business. I found a company that would protect the room and office furniture for a monthly fee. Now, I bought it so that I could be reminded, as I wrote the check out for it every single month, that this is no longer a free country and there is no longer free speech in America. These progressives are not where they want to be just yet, like they were back in the workers' paradise of the Soviet Union and China and Cambodia and Cuba, because unfortunately for them, I can still speak my mind. It's just not free speech anymore. I have to pay a monthly premium for it. And I'll know when I can give up this line of work, when I can cancel that political insurance policy, which I fear will be a long, long time after my 3-year commercial lease expires.